Okay, folks, listen. If you've been watching my videos, you know how important the twin connection is because Elvis's identical twin supposedly died at birth. And that is why Trump became the replacement for the supposed dead twin. And by the way, both of these images are of Elvis. Because, Elvis, he actually supposedly had more of a blondish hair than he did black. Because he dyed it black, his hair. Okay, pay attention closely because this is super important information I'm going to be showing you. So Elvis was born in the year 1935. And 11 years later, in the year 1946, Trump was born. So there's an 11-year, gap. And Elvis, he died in the year 77. And he was 42 years old when he died. And Donald Trump would have turned 42 years old in 1988, right? So 11 years later. And the reason I'm showing you this, and the reason I'm showing you that is because look at this. Elvis, he died at 42 in the year 1977. Trump turned 42 in 1988, right? And I told you 42 and 42 equals 84, and 84 is Obama's birthday, the day Trump gets his head wound, right? And look at this, the year 77 and 88, you add it up, it's 165. And why is that important? Because the 165th day of the year is June 14th, which would be Donald Trump's birthday. June 14th, the 165th day of the year. You see what I'm saying? Look, this is just, again, just mere coincidences, right? You know what I mean? But let's look at what happened in those years that they turned 42. So in 1988, you had Ronald Reagan as the president, and you remember there was an attempted assassination on him. And I've shown, the coincidences with that. I'm not going to get into that. But just like Trump is going to get a head wound and he's going to survive. And Ronald sounds like Donald. You know what I mean? And don't forget that the initials, besides having the same initials, which is a code, the letter R is the 18th letter. So you have 1818. And that's the twin connection, because I told you Elvis was born on 1/8 and he had a twin, 1818. So pay attention closely. If you've been in the truth movement for a while, then you've seen either my old videos or from other people's channels about Donald Trump. There was a book that was written 100 some years ago, more than 100 years ago, that had the name, Trump in it, and it was something about a book and the last president. Look at that, 1900 or the last president. And even those numbers have significance. Forget about that. But everyone thought that Donald Trump's going to be the last president, and he is. He's going to be the last. You'll see. All right, after he gets his head wound and comes back, he's going to be the last emperor. And the year that Trump turned 42 years old, the best picture for the Academy Awards was a movie called The Last Emperor. You see that? Look at those initials, JT. Donald John Trump. Where's the Donald? Anyway, like I said, it's that's interesting, right? And remember, the name Trump equals 88, and all that Back to the Future stuff. The movie Back to the Future had a character based on Trump, and that movie was all about the 88. And you know who won Best Actor that year? It was Michael Douglas in 1988. And look for the movie he won it for, Wall Street. And remember, Trump was trying to build a wall, right? Whatever. And just for information, that was the 60th Academy Awards in 1988 on April 11th. So that was Trump, that I was showing you, the 1988 stuff. Now, Elvis, he died in 1977, right? At the age of 42. And Rocky won Best Picture that year. I told you, The Rock, God is the rock, right? And Elvis is the king of rock. Do you understand? So Rocky wins Best Picture. And here's a weird twist. In that Academy Awards for 1977, the Best Actor went to a guy named Peter Finch for a movie called Winners. Look at that. The guy didn't even get to get his award. He died before the Academy Awards happened. That's interesting that the guy died, I'm pretty sure that's probably the first one that ever died before the best, and also won Best Actor. You know what I mean? And isn't a finch a bird? I mean, I don't know. I think it's a bird, right? Yeah, it is a bird. And it's a songbird. Elvis is the songbird, the singer. And bird equals 33. BIRD equals 33. So you remember I just told you that Rocky won Best Picture that year, right? And I told you Elvis was the king of rock, and that was the year Elvis died, right? What was the song that from the Rocky movie, the theme? So the theme song from Rocky was Gonna Fly Now. And the reason I'm showing you these coincidences, because I told you Elvis is the phoenix who was trying to get his wings. You understand? Okay? Look, Gonna Fly Now, Rocky is, Elvis is the king of rock. And it just so happens that the word Rocky, okay, look at the numbers. It equals the exact same as the word wings. You see? It equals the same as Rocky. And now it goes perfectly with the song Gonna Fly Now. Okay? You understand how crazy that is? And it won Best Picture that year that Elvis died. And the guy who won Best Actor for a different movie, it was called Winners, his name was Finch, which is a bird, Birds fly, do you get it? See, it says it about that guy Peter Finch who died, and he wasn't there to accept his award. It said it posthumously, see? His wife, Elvis Finch, Aletha Finch, gave him the award. Took the award for him. And look, his real name had the George and the Frederick. Trump's father's name is Frederick, and you got the George Washington. Look how many names this guy has. And here's another strange coincidence. I just wrote Peter Finch Elvis to see if there's any connection. And look, it says The Death of Elvis by Peter Finch. Obviously it's not the same Finch, but it's just interesting that, he has an Elvis connection, whoever this Peter Finch dude is. And here is a coincidence that is not a coincidence. Do you understand? Watch when I show you. So Elvis died in 77, right? And look what number Academy Awards it was. The 49th. And I told you how 49 connects to Elvis, okay? Okay, besides 4 times 9 equaling 36, okay? Which is, 36 is 666, you know that. But anyway, the 49, how does it connect to Elvis? It connects to the San Francisco 49ers, because I just showed you that the Academy Awards was the 49th one 49th, the one Elvis died. And look, it's played at Levi's Stadium. And Levi's Stadium is the Elvis connection, because that's what it equals. I mean, it's an anagram for Elvis. Okay? You understand? And I have a big connection to this, but I'm not going to show it here now. It has to do with one of the quarterbacks of the San Francisco. I'll do a video about it later. The connection with me is to this guy's name. Like I said, I'll show it to you in a different video. This is the quarterback for the 49ers. Anyway, before I show you the last information, let me just quickly recap. So Elvis, the year he died, 1977, you had the 49th Academy Awards. 49 is the 49ers connection, and Levi's Stadium, Levi's is Elvis. You had the Peter Finch guy who died before he could get the award, and Finch is a bird. The movie Rocky wins. Rocky is, Rock is the god, and the king of rock was Elvis. And I told you that wings equal the same as Rocky. Rocky equals wings. And the theme song to Rocky was Gonna Fly Now. It's all about the wings, the bird, the Birdman, the Batman, the Superman. I told you Elvis is the Batman, the Birdman. And Sylvester Stallone, first of all, he's got the SS initials. Okay, look, he's got the 1 in there. Anyway, he's born on George Bush Jr.'s birthday. And I told you that the Twin Towers is connected to Elvis. It was a ritual for Elvis and Trump. I told you that if you've seen my videos. And look, he's born on the exact same day as George Bush. Not just the same month and date, the same year too. You see? George Bush Jr. born the same exact day as Sylvester Stallone. And like I said, Sylvester Stallone was the Rocky guy. And what was Rocky's last name? Balboa. Boa is like a snake, right? Balboa. Bal is like the devil's name, isn't it? I'm not sure. And the reason I'm showing you this building, because see, this building is called the Batman Building, and it's an AT&T, and I told you how important the AT&T is. And this building is located where Elvis died, in Tennessee, the same state, but not in the same city. This is in Nashville. It's called the Batman Building because it kind of looks like the face of Batman. And look, notice it has 3 columns right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You see the 33. And the address for this building they call the Batman Building. Look, it's at 333 Commerce Street. Look, it's got 333 even in the address. And look, it has 33 floors. You see, everything's about the 33. I told you, it's called the Batman Building. All right, everything is about Elvis. Okay? Because Elvis is the Batman. And that's why Elvis would go around wearing the Phoenix bird. I told you bird equals 33. He'd wear the Phoenix bird because Elvis is the Phoenix. And even in his concerts, Elvis would start every concert with a song called CC Rider. Okay? Also, the theme to 2001 Space Odyssey, and 2001 was the year the Twin Towers fell. I told you, everything's about the twins with Elvis. Anyway, CC is the 33. C is the third letter, so it's the 33 Rider. But you could spell it many different ways. It's not spelled like this. It's either SEE or CC. Or it can be spelled C-S-E-A, C rider, because Elvis is going to ride the C in King County in Seattle. Elvis was known as the King. And Washington's the 42nd state, and Elvis died at the age of 42. You understand? And like I said, Elvis is the Batman, the Superman, the Birdman. Okay? Bird equals 33. And he spread out his wings. I mean, he used to wear a cape, and it looks like wings. You understand? The cape. And here was another weirdo who wore a cape. And this was before Elvis, I think. This guy was wearing capes on stage. His name was Liberace. And wouldn't you know it, Liberace had an identical twin who died at birth, just like Elvis. I mean, can you believe this, man? And if you've been watching my more recent videos, I showed you how Elvis turned 87 years old this year and how important that day was, connecting from his death day to Elvis's birthday. Anyway, 87 is a super important number. Okay? It's the crown number. Like I said, if you know my videos, you know what I'm talking about. So 87 years old this year. The year is 2022, right? 87, 2022. And speaking of, like I told you, all the connections I've been showing you with the wings and the Birdman and all that other stuff. You see this character right here? You know what this is right here? This is Michael Keaton as Birdman. Okay? And why am I showing you this Michael Keaton as Birdman? Michael Keaton also played Batman. You see what I'm saying? It's all connected. Anyway, like I said, Michael Keaton played Birdman. And this movie won Best Picture. Now pay attention. This is going to be the last bit of information I give you. All right? I'm going to show you something really incredible. So in 2015, this movie won an Academy Award. It was called Birdman and whatever the hell else it says. But like I said, Elvis is the Birdman, okay? Anyway, it was in 2015 that it won Best Picture. So Birdman, and I told you Elvis is the Birdman. The year that Birdman won in 2015 was the 87th Academy Awards. And I told you Elvis just turned 87 years old in 2022. Okay, the 2022, the 222, 87 this year. And I told you the 2015 Best Picture was Birdman. Elvis is the Birdman. It was the 87th Academy Awards. And what was the date that these award shows took place? Look at the date. 2/22. Okay? Because this is the year 2022. Do you get it? Elvis turned 87 this year. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay? He would have been 87 years old this year, 2022. And I told you guys that Seattle is going to get struck on or right around June 11th. And Seattle is in Washington. And Washington was born on 2/22. Do you understand what I'm saying? And George Washington has been dead 222 years right now. Okay? because he died in 1799. It's been 222 years. He died in December. Okay? So it'll be 222 years until December of this year. The 222 he was born. And the Academy Awards happened on his birthday. Where the Birdman won the 87th Academy Awards, and Elvis turned 87 this year in 2022. Come on, folks. Use your head. And remember, the year Elvis died, the horse called Seattle Slew won the biggest race in horse racing, which is called the Triple Crown. All right? And it did it on June 11th, 1977. 6/11. Do you see? All right? These are not coincidences. Anyway, folks, that's all I have to show. I mean, I could go on and on for hours, but I got to end it. Anyway, like I always end my videos, make sure you get my predictions accurate. Elvis somehow manifests either his name, the number of his name, or somehow his image, and he's going to end up being the mark of the beast, okay? I'm telling you. And it all happens after a spectacular event in Seattle around June 11th. And then the other prediction is Trump gets his head wound on August 4th, Obama's birthday, most likely in Ohio. Trump gets his head wound. He survives the wound on August 4th, Obama's birthday, most likely in Ohio. Anyway, folks, end of video.